All right, everybody, how's everybody doing? Welcome back to Generation X Nation. I want to thank everybody once again who has been subscribing, sharing the channel, liking the channel. Start hitting these notification bells so when I put up these videos, you guys can listen. Once again, when I reach a certain number, we'll start doing more live and in-person videos. I appreciate everybody who has been supporting me, leaving comments, putting up likes. That includes friends and family. I do appreciate it, but remember, please like, please subscribe, please share. Now, this video commentary is going to be a real quick Married to Medicine. I do like to make my videos less than 30 minutes or so. I try to make them real quick. I don't like to, lose anybody's attention. I just get to the meat of it. The way I do my videos, once again, I don't know anybody personally. I don't have a dog in this fight. I do the videos, my commentary based off of what I see on the television screen. I will be using audio, so I did post a fair use disclaimer. Okay, we're going to get started. Right now, everybody is all in the uproar getting ready for the Bridgerton/Georgetown theme ball that is Toya and Eugene's anniversary dance. So the couples are kind of going through what they're going to wear, selecting different outfits and different colors that is going to match the theme of the ball, which is Bridgerton. If you haven't seen Bridgerton, it's a great series. I can't remember. I think it comes on Netflix if I ain't mistaken. But I've watched it. I loved it. It's an awesome series. So they go over to Sweet Tea and Greg. And we're just going to go right into them. Sweet Tea and Greg are sitting, I guess they're having a little drinks or a small lunch or something, a little restaurant. And then they get to talking about whether they're going to go to Toya and Eugene's anniversary party or not. Sweet Tea and Greg seems to be hurt by the group. They feel they're not being supported. And they kind of on a fence of whether they want to go. I believe in my mind Sweet Tea really want to go. It's just Greg who's just, playing the dramatics for the camera. He's telling her he feels disrespected, and he doesn't believe, he don't think the group is supporting him, and he believed the whole group is a shit show, so to speak. Sweet Tea, on the other hand, she kind of feels like they're being treated unfairly. She said she's not begging to be a part of the group. Nobody's putting forth any efforts like they're putting forth to be in this social circle with the doctors and Greg's friends. I mean, to me, it just seemed like they're just begging to be a part of the group. It's like they don't want to be a part of the group, but they do want to be a part of the group. And I'm just a little bit confused. Because Sweet Tea is saying they don't respect us. I'm not begging nobody to be part of the group. Like she basically saying I'm not kissing their behinds and be part of their group. Then Greg is saying they don't respect us and they're not supporting us. And that whole group is a shit show. But yet y'all want to be at the party. So it's kind of confusing to me. Either you want to be part of the group or you don't want to be part of the group. Y'all really need to make a decision. So in the end, I believe they decided to go because they do show up to the anniversary party. All right. Then we're going to swing over to Eugene and Toya. Eugene and Toya, again, Toya has her wig on, which looks great. Toya is one thing about Toya. Toya can throw a party and she can get a costume together at the drop of a dime. I give her that much. Toya probably needs to be an event planner because she always has these good visions and they come out really well. I don't know, maybe she missed her calling. But instead, she likes to make wine because Toya does like to drink wine. So her and Eugene are sitting there again, getting their stuff together, talking about the upcoming anniversary party. Toya was making a mention about the queen being black, and Eugene had to tell her that the story is actually not real. It's fantasy, that back in the Victorian eras, they didn't have any black queens and black people weren't rich like that. Now, we don't really know that to be true, but he says that, I don't know. I'm sure if you do some research, I'm almost certain they said Queen Charlotte was black, but I digress. So, Toya in her Toya fashion. What? I got to research that. I didn't know that. Like, she really was totally shocked. Eugene got a little tickled out of it. But they did both come to a decision that if Greg and Letitia, and I need to keep calling her Letitia instead of Sweet Tea. If Greg and Letitia shows up, they're gonna have to figure out how to keep one couple there and then stagger them as one couple leave and another couple comes in. So they said that Greg and Letitia can come to cocktail hour. I think it was from 7 to 8 or 6 to 7. I think it was 7 to 8, and then Quad and King can come to the actual party after they leave. I thought that was kind of unfair to to Greg and Letitia, but hey, I guess they just wanted to keep the peace. And as you see along the season, they just not feeling it for Sweet Tea. I think she has burnt her bridges with the group. And then after that, I think they went over to starting to see the setup with the parties and all of that. So we'll just get into the party because there was really not much more after that. Of course, Quad with her demands and King about not being in the room with Greg and Letitia and all of that stuff. But, that's neither here or there because at the end of the day, it is Toya's party and she has the right to invite who she wants to invite. So we're going to fast forward to the actual anniversary party. And it is definitely stunning in there. Once again, Toya needs to be an event planner. She did an awesome job recreating Bridgerton/Georgetown. She did a really good job recreating that. They show all the couples arriving, in the carriage and different things. So everybody's gathering together because this point is cocktail hour. So they're all talking. The men kind of go off. I think it's Curtis, Eugene, and Greg go off somewhere. And then you had Quad and Letitia, Simone. I think Dr. Mimi and Contessa was there. I didn't see Dr. Heavenly at the time. Or I think Dr. Jackie was there too. And, they're all sitting there at the cocktail hour drinking. And then, of course, this is Letitia's problem with the group. She created the little newsletter. If you watch Bridgerton, they have a newsletter that comes out every, I guess, once a week or something called Lady Whistledown or something. And she kind of puts all the gossip out about all the people in the town. So Sweet Tea thought it'd be funny to do a newsletter like that. And she got to talking about, Curtis being a little touchy, a little too close, touching on the women. He had his hand around Dr. Heavenly's waist. She got to talking about Dr. Heavenly all in everybody else's business and marriage, but nobody's allowed to talk about hers, and she never talks about her own shit, put it to you like that. She just kind of did a little nasty gossip letter. Some people thought it was cute. Some people thought it was BS. Kind of tore it up or whatever. But I thought it was kind of in theme with the whole Bridgerton thing if you actually watch Bridgerton on Netflix. Now, I thought Letitia probably shouldn't have done that, but maybe she thought it was a joke. The guys got a kick out of it too. They started laughing about it too. After that, they had a good discussion. Greg did agree to I'm assuming not press any charges and just have a man-to-man sit-down talk with King. And the guys were kind of happy because they want to work it out. And I think the guys do a little better than the women when it comes to trying to resolve the issues. They decided, hey, we can meet up later on and try to resolve this. But then when you get to the women's side, it's a whole nother ballgame. The women are done with Letitia. They really don't want to resolve it. They're just being cordial, I guess, because she's a castmate and they got to film with her. I don't even really think they wanted her there. Okay? So she's talking to them. I guess Simone came in and said, hey, I just overheard the guys talking to Greg. They're going to sit down and talk about, what do you think, Letitia? Letitia just, I don't know. Her and Quad are never going to see eye to eye, and I think the ladies need to stop pushing that. So then here's the funny part. At the time, it was like the Cinderella ball, as somebody said, the Cinderella ball thing happened. The time was up. I guess cocktail hour was over, and they told Sweet Tea them they had to leave. Contessa's over there trying to convince Sweet Tea them to stay. Like, y'all sure do y'all really want to leave? And of course, I'm sorry, I keep calling Sweet Tea. My apologies, Letitia and Greg. Y'all sure y'all want to leave? And Letitia was like, no, I really don't want to leave. Now she's feeling the distance. All of a sudden, she sees everybody having a good time. The party looks, real nice. And all of a sudden, they want to stay. Whereas before, they were skeptical even, for even showing up. Like they didn't want to show up. But all of a sudden, they want to stay now because the party looks nice. Because Toya does a hell of a party. I don't care. Nobody say Toya does a hell of a party. But let me get back. So, Contessa's, talking to them and everything. And I think she was trying to convince them to stay. But I don't know if Contessa knew what the rules was. Because, hey, Toya already said they got to be out of here by 8. So there goes Simone ear hustling. She hears the conversation. Simone do be in the middle of stuff too, but she try to keep it low key. So she goes over there with her little shady self to Toya. Said, Toya, Contessa's trying to convince them to stay. And Toya's like, not today, no ma'am. You ain't finna mess up my anniversary party. We will not have drama up in here. Because LaToya know who her friend is. She know who Quad is. She already know that ain't gonna work. So she goes over and with Simone, she tries to be nice about letting them know it was time to go. But here comes Simone. Y'all gonna have to go. Quad's coming in, so you guys have to leave. Just as rude and nasty. And that small little moment, I actually felt bad for Letitia and Greg. Because I think it really hurt them. Because they felt like, okay, we know where we stand now. We get an hour. Let me tell you something. For them to dress up the way they dressed up, because they was within the theme. They had the suits on, they had the hair, everything. I don't know how much money they spent on costumes. I don't know what they spent on the ride over there. I don't know what they spent on hair and makeup. But to spend all that money and show up to that event for 1 hour, that is ridiculous to me. That is, there's no way I would have done it. And LaToya shouldn't have invited them for an hour. And if they invited you for an hour, you should have said, you know what, I appreciate that, but the amount of time and money I would spend to come there for an hour, I don't think it's worth it to me. But for them, I guess the friendship was worth it. I just felt it was a waste of their freaking time. Because you showed me where I stand in your friendship pole. You kicked me out after an hour. Quad got to come in and dance and do the waltz and sing and eat everything else with everybody else and enjoy the festivities. All she missed was an hour of cocktails. That lets you know, Letitia, they ain't effing with you. Greg, they ain't effing with you. Y'all gonna have to, beg for their forgiveness to let y'all back in the group. Because until you guys accept some responsibility for what happened, they're not going to be satisfied with y'all being, part of the group. I don't think they want you in the group. I really believe they're bringing Anila and her husband back in because I keep seeing them in the background. Just my spidey senses. But I just feel like that was just such a waste of their time. I appreciate the respect that Letitia and Greg showed them by showing up, because if they wouldn't have showed up, Toya would have felt a certain kind of way. So I get that. But for an hour, you couldn't get them people 2 hours at the minimum. Tell Quad to stand on one end of the room, her and King, and y'all stand on the other, and do not cross each other. And if I hear one voice raised, I'm throwing you out. You could have done something like that. I just felt it was very rude and disrespectful because they took a lot of time getting their costumes together for 1 freaking hour. I'm sorry, I didn't think that was right. Of course, they get, when Quad and King gets in there, the guys let King know. They talk to Greg. King seemed willing to work it out. Everything seemed cool. King like, okay, no problem. We grown men, we could figure it out. But when it come to Miss Quad, Miss Quad said, I ain't hearing none of that. I ain't here for it. I don't want to be around them. You would not force them in my presence. Miss Quad backed everyone in a corner and made them pick. Now I know people thinking, she can't make them pick. She did. And of course, they seem like, to me, they picked Quad. Even though they were saying, well, Quad, you probably should think about it. You sure that's it? And then heavily in the background with her 2 cents. That's right. That's right. She got to add hers in because Quad's her girl. Okay? And I just felt like, oh my God, y'all is so disrespectful to Letitia. She trying. But Letitia, I gotta hold you accountable. You brung a lot of this on yourself. And I started to think, what happened? I know they brought Letitia on the show. I know they brought on the show to go against Quad. The plan failed. They no longer needed her, and now they're trying to discard her. But there was one little thing that was missing, and it kept wrecking my brain. And I remember an incident in Hilton Head, and I think that was a turning point for Letitia. So this is the audio I want y'all to listen to. It's about a minute long, and then I'll finish this up. But listen closely.
Now, it's not the place. We are so past that. Like she always says, we got other things that we're dealing with right now. It has nothing to do with 6, 7 years ago, however long. You see, I don't even remember how long ago it's been. So, Curtis.
But if it's not the place, is it the people? And we're the people. And are you saying that we are not trustworthy enough to spend time with you to not on you?
Eugene, if I can address you, what you have to make it about is say, you know what? We can't imagine what they had to go through this morning in their own house, in their own marriage, to talk about coming back to this place.
I don't mind supporting, our friends and what they want to do. You're not going to do it at my expense. You're not going to make this trip about us.
So right now, if everybody quit being selfish, then you would understand totally that this isn't about y'all.
It's a choice that we can make it a good weekend together or not.
Curtis, but your wife made fun of my situation. No, stop, because I'm tired of that. No, let me speak, because nobody gave a fuck about how I felt. You made fun of Gregory's situations, and you said that the lady in the hotel room was on her way to the bachelorette party. You made fun of that. So why should I empathize with you? You don't have to, baby girl. Just say anything you want to say. Get it out. It's going to make you feel better. Get it out. I want to hear what you have to say. Bitch, you. Hey.
Now this happened in Hilton Head. I don't know if y'all remember last season when Curtis and Jackie was discussing the issue of having a couples trip in Hilton Head, considering that was the location where Curtis had his little infidelity issue, allegedly. Okay? And Jackie and Curtis was on the fence of not coming. And Heavenly sided with Jackie and said, if Jackie ain't going, I'm not going either. So Curtis, Jackie, and Heavenly, and I'm assuming Dr. Damon or whatever, they end up coming a day late. The next day, they decided to go ahead and attend the trip. Heavenly was pissed off at Dr. Simone because she accused Dr. Simone of setting up that location, and she knew what happened there. Dr. Simone said, she said, that was so minor to me, I didn't even think about it. I just picked a location that I like going to, and that's how we selected Hilton Head. She said she had forgot all about the Curtis infidelity issue. So this is where they're at in the conversation, okay? They're all talking about it, and Jackie is trying to say, imagine being here and having to, relive this, having to relive this over again. Curtis is like, I'll stay here and we'll enjoy, as long as it's about enjoying ourselves in a couples trip, but don't bring up, our past or what happened here. And I don't think it's fair. And, so they're talking, addressing the group with that. Then Jackie said, anybody have anything to say? And here goes Letitia. And this is where she went wrong. And I think ever since this happened, it was a turning point for her in a relationship with the rest of the people, because they start saying stuff like Letitia be popping off at the mouth. Letitia don't know when to be quiet. But I think this is what solidified that type of behavior toward Letitia. While they were sitting there, she turns around and she said, hey, y'all sitting here not want people to discuss y'all issue, but y'all didn't have no problems talking about me and Gregory's issue and the issue with the girl at the hotel when I guess she had wherever she had a little party or some gathering at. I guess it was the same hotel where Greg had messed with that girl that Quad caught him with. So she said, y'all don't have no problem discussing our stuff. And then they went back and forth, but if you hear correctly, Letitia said, F you to Dr. Jackie. And then she called her, because Dr. Jackie said, Okay, little girl. Dr. Jackie called her little girl first, and that hit to Letitia like, what? She said F you, and then later on said bitch. And if you go back and look at it, it's the last season. Season 10 is one of the Hilton Head episodes. There's 2 of them that they filmed in Hilton Head. I forget the episode number. And everybody's face was like, what? And I think at that point they lost all respect for Letitia. And I don't think she realized that. Even Phaedra was there. Phaedra was like, oh, she said, I can't believe she did a little confessional about how she could not believe Letitia said that to Jackie. Jackie's old enough to be her mother. But that's what Letitia said. And that's what I mean about Letitia having that type of millennial thought process, her behavior patterns. She's not she's not seasoned like some of the other ladies and learning how to control and contain her emotions. But that's when when Jackie lost respect for her. Simone lost respect for her. Dr. Heavenly, you know she lost respect because you don't mess with Dr. Jackie when Dr. Heavenly around. And I don't think Letitia understands that. So at that point, going forward, when they left Hilton Head, it seemed like they started to try to rebuild the relationship, after Hilton Head and the wine thing when they got rid of Quad. Seemed like they started to rebuild the relationship a little bit with Quad, apologized to her on the reunion and all of that. And now she's a girl again. So Letitia, just some food for thought. I think they start planning against you the minute you told Jackie, fuck you, and called her a bitch. And excuse my language, people. And I think when that happened, you sealed your own fate with that group. Because that's what they don't do. All right? You very rarely hear them say that to Dr. Jackie. Okay, in that form, and you was angry when you said it. And Greg, nobody corrected her. She didn't go back and apologize, nothing. I don't know. That's just my take on it. Anyway, that's why I see Married to Medicine. They are at the reunion. I hear the reunion's a doozy. They say Phaedra doesn't show up. I think Simone had a little church fan looking thing with Phaedra's face on it. It should be something. It should be something to see. We'll see what happens on Sunday. With that being said, again, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, leave a comment. I really enjoy doing this. Like I say, I don't get paid to do it. I do it because I choose to. And you guys go and have a great rest of your day. Be safe, stay prayed up. It's going to be all right. As I always say, God got you. Peace, and I'm out.